Michelle Stapera-Freyhoff, and I'm talking a little bit today about archaeology. And the one thing that's interesting about the time that we live in is they say that archaeologists are going to have a very difficult time discovering what we are all about, because we live in a green society and everything is full of electronics and digital media and so forth and so on. What is sad is a lot of times you'll walk through a church and you miss the overall history that is behind the church. Recently I was able to go to Istanbul and I went into the Hagia Sophia, and when you looked at the Hagia Sophia, the problem is it looked run down. It looked like it was full of mildew and scaffolding everywhere. And it's not until you really research the richness of the history that's contained within this church that you really understand the beauty hidden in it. It's been destroyed several times for earthquakes. The unique designs of the domes that are up above. The basis that it was the Christian hub of the Orthodox Church and how it was conquered by the Ottoman Empire and became the home of Islam to the Ottoman Empire. And how the Blue Mosque across the street basically mimicked its design, and many of the mosques around it mimicked its design. And then there's the mosaics that you see. And there's a lot of controversy regarding the restoration project that is going on because Turkey has become secularized. And so they're trying to preserve the mosaics because when the Ottomans took over, of course, they don't believe in graven images. So they plastered them over instead of destroying them because of Mehmet's love of art and respect for art. He wanted to be like Alexander the Great. And so what they did instead was they started taking some of the mosaics and partially preserving them. And then there's a big controversy over the big dome because there's supposed to be this beautiful mosaic that's recorded in writings. But to get to that, you have to destroy the Muslim art that is also very, very dear and near to the Muslim religion. And so then they have kind of a dichotomy, a paradigm, if you will, that they're weighing between whether or not they need to preserve it to its Christian whole, preserve it back to what it was in the Ottoman Empire, or balance it like Turkey as a secularized society. And so as it stands right now, it's a museum. And what we've done too is if you travel across the United States, you see the dirt, the sand, the trees, and you know the people that have walked here before you, the richness, the history that just surrounds you that you tend to miss by just going about our busy days. And so we stand here in the 21st century, but how many people have stood where I'm standing on this ground prior to that? And so exploring, getting dirty, getting your hands dirty, really researching, that's what archaeology is all about. And we work with the anthropologists and the historians to kind of put it together to find out about our past. And really, with the global society that we now live in, it is difficult to discount the past because without knowing about people's histories, we can't appreciate who they are now. And we get to know each other more and more and more through things like the internet. And we try to understand the different cultures that we're speaking with and that we're dealing with. And until we know their history, until we've uncovered that, until we can really appreciate that, then we're still going to be a very divided society. And so that's my hope. My hope is to continue to discover what lies beneath the ground, discover what is around us, what existed before us, breathe the air, like when I was in Troy, looking around, seeing something completely different than what Homer saw, but also really appreciating the fact that he was there, and now I am. Thank you.